Good afternoon and welcome to O'Connor in Close for Women's National Premier League football. It's Canberra Olympic versus Belconnen United, with the Blue Devils looking to take that next step towards a league title, which is surely theirs. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. Joining me in commentary this afternoon for the first time is Monero Panthers first grade head coach and women's technical director Ian Worthington. Welcome in.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
It's good to be here at O'Connor and Close. Sun's out, not too much wind on the field. It's going to be a real test for this Canberra Olympic side, isn't it, against what is the benchmark team in the WNPL?
Yeah, they've certainly picked up in recent weeks. Had a good draw against Gungahlin, and certainly, it's going to be a tough test for them. We know that Belconnen are a great side, and if they are on top form today, then I can see a Belconnen win.
Let's have a look at the two teams, starting with Canberra Olympic. They go with a 4-3-3 under Andrew Woodman, Angelica Pahina in goal, a back four of Selina Vecchi, Keely Passfield, Ali Cook, her first game back for the club, and Jodie Kirkness. Midfield three of Eleanor Jones, Chiara Gaspari and Lily Dawson. The front three, Emma Croker, Emma Gow and Sophia Giddis.
Yeah, I think it is 4-3-3, but I think the Olympics front three are going to have to do a lot of recovery this afternoon. A lot of defending from the front.
Belconnen United, for their part, Anthony Jagarinic goes with his usual 4-1-2-3 formation, the midfield three being a triangle. Jess Giovinazzo given a chance in goal in the absence of Sally James. The back four of Bronte Pike, Karen Clark, Jessie Rashart and Catherine Brown. Michaela Day at the point in front of the defence. Katie Woodman and Caitlin Munoz in front of her. Their front three full of goals: Leah Carnegie, Nicole Jaloka and Kira Bobbin.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of possession and percentage during the game today, and Michaela Day, spreading the ball out wide as she does so well. Usually
the hub of most of the attacking movements for Belconnen United. Your referee this afternoon is Lara Smith. Ben Donnelly and Blake Baldwin, the assistants, when these sides met at McKellar Park in round 6. It was one-way traffic. There was 5 goals for Madeline Whittle and a hat-trick for Sam Price amongst a 12-goal victory for Belconnen United. You're hoping for Olympic that it's not the same this afternoon, that they can defend a little bit better.
Yeah, we know they're going to do a lot of defending, but hold on as long and as possible as they can, really. And let's see if that's how they set up, or let's see if they actually go for it from the off and try and get at Belconnen.
Well, as Ian said, last week they held Gungahlin United to a goalless draw. Belconnen United were without a game, Woden Western forfeiting their match, the game ending 3-0. So Belconnen United, they can't win the league today, Belconnen, but they can take another giant step towards it. It'll all but done with a couple of games to go. Their lead at the top at the moment is already 2 points, but they have 2 games in hand on Canberra FC. Looking to extend that today. Attacking the goal to our left in the first half. One of 3 WNPL matches this afternoon. Wagga City versus Gungahlin United, Woden Western versus Tuggeranong. Your other offerings, we'll keep you up to date with those. And in the Men's Premier League, a couple of big matches there. Tuggeranong United v Monero Panthers and Gungahlin United versus Woden Western Wanderers. So plenty of football this afternoon in Canberra.
Yeah, and it's a great day for it, isn't it? The weather's been fantastic again this weekend. It's lovely to not have an English summer in an Australian winter.
Carnegie's ball forward. First chance for the Blue Devils to get something into the penalty area. It's a good booking ball as well. Dawson can't clear it at the first attempt. She does well to push it forward, though. Brown in with the challenge. And Belconnen United, as we expected, putting the pressure on Olympic in the early stages. Woodman's touch, picked up in midfield by Jones. Here's Gow. Croker looks to return the compliment, but Rashart was there. And Karen Clark, she loves to play the ball forward long. On this occasion she goes short and it's picked off by Gaspari. They don't mind a ball over the top, do they, the Belconnen defenders?
No, not at all. They can certainly handle that. They have a different style, and they can vary the game when necessary. They don't just keep the ball for keeping its sake, and they're quite happy to put a ball out wide and over the top as well.
Gow's challenging. Carnegie prods it forwards, asks Jaloka to chase, and she won't keep it in. Field hero O'Connor slightly patchy in parts, but in the main it's been playing reasonably well this season. Giddis with the flick on. Should get the chance to go again.
Yeah, looking at the early game plan, Olympic have certainly kept their three forwards as high as they possibly can, and they've taken that early risk. And
is Jalocka sliding it through? Real opportunity here. Kirkness comes across to do the defending, as Munoz was lurking. Belconnen on the front foot. It's well played from Dawson there. Skips away from a couple of challenges. Got runners ahead of her. Still going Dawson. Plenty of pace. Looks to slide it in behind.
It was a lovely early ball in behind the two centre-backs at Belconnen. It was a lovely through ball.
It's Day. Clark. Looking for the runner. Kirkness was there once more. Here's Munoz. Good touch off. Ball in towards Bobbin. Opportunity for Belconnen. And that's well defended. And good goalkeeping by Angelica Pahina.
Yeah, she had a good start position and got out to the ball quickly. Good goalkeeping.
Touch from Gal. Giddis. Beaten to it by Leah Carnegie. Here's Rashart. Had our first goal of the afternoon. It's only taken 2 minutes as well, and it's come at Gissing Oval. Wagga City Wanderers 1, Gungahlin United 0. A little bit of a surprise there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they've got out the blocks well there, Wagga. We were there down there the other week, and they're good attack inside. They're very, very quick behind defenders, and caused us a few problems in a really good game.
They're ninth on the table at the moment with 6 points. Gungahlin United fourth with 25, so that would be a bit of a boil over. Although the Wanderers at home, as you said, a reasonable different side to when they travel. Here's Vecchi. Bobbin putting under pressure in association with Jalocka. Good tracking back in, a foot in as well from Croker.
Lovely high press from Belconnen, stopping Olympic getting out, but they managed to get the throw. And yet again they're on the front foot, Belconnen here.
Jalocka's ball in, but beat everybody. And picked up by Kirkness, who runs into trouble in the shape of Carnegie, who was back there helping out. Clark. Here's Rashart. Plenty of space for her to work something. Jalocka's made the run through the middle. It's gone to Bobbin instead. She's quick enough to get away. Kira Bobbin into the penalty area. She's got Jalocka in support. Opportunity for Jalocka, but the shot lacked any accuracy and was fairly easy in the end for Pahina.
Great strength from Bobbin to get away from a player, and she could have actually shot herself, I think.
Needs a bit more accuracy in the finishing. Either side of the keeper, and it's causing her problems.
Yeah, an early shot fired though, and they're in again. Good goalkeeping again.
Pahina came out. She was the one that blocked that, the young goalkeeper. Missing a couple of players today. Our Canberra Olympic. Emily Dillon had a bad asthma attack overnight. She was supposed to play today, and she was rushed to hospital and didn't respond very well to treatment. So if she's watching, wish her all the best for her recovery.
Yeah, we wish her all the best and hope she's better soon.
Also missing Rosie Wills, and Emma Finch, both away for personal reasons.
Yeah, Emma played at Monero last year, and she's held that 7 spot at Olympic this year and done very well. She's caused quite a threat in games that I've seen.
Managed to find the target on a couple of occasions as well in the recent weeks against the Academy and Canberra FC. They have struggled for goals in the main, though, Olympic. Recorded a good win over the Panthers, 3-2, and a 2-1 win over Wagga City Wanderers. And the draw last week is where they've got their points. Here's Brown using her strength. Bobbin. It's opened up for her momentarily. Finds Jalocka, and their shot this time, it has too much power and accuracy for Pahina, And Belconnen Blue Devils make the breakthrough early. They're 1-0 up.
Yeah, again, bobbing with great strength and to get past a player. And it's that same ball inside just to set up a shot at goal. And this time it goes wide of the goalkeeper.
It's taken 8 minutes for Belconnen to get in front. The 13th of the season for Nicole Jalocka. She's captaining the side for the first time this afternoon. And she'll be glad to get one under her belt with the captain's armband on. It's a real honour for her to lead this team with all the experience around her.
Yeah, and you know, 2 shots at target, and she's taken up great positions just inside the box there.
It's a good ball forward, and there's a chase on for Croker, and she's got the pace to get away from Brown, and she's got the shot in as well, and that wasn't far away from Jess Giovinazzo's goal, and that's a really good positive response from Canberra Olympic.
It looks like their game plan to try and get it in behind Belconnen's defenders, and on 2 occasions now that's worked. Another fantastic ball through.
Wasn't far away at all, and Jess Giovinazzo was scrambling a little towards it. Usually the regular reserve team goalkeeper here, Sally James, is the number 1, but she's been away at the NTC all week, so she's been rested.
Yeah, there's quite a few players been up there over the last couple of weeks, and no, it's great to see them achieving.
Bobbin's peeled away and is taking on Kirkness, but she's overrun the ball. Worth mentioning, of course, that Belconnen United without Lauren Keir today, Madeline Whittle and Alexia Faulkner as well, so 3 of their frontline players having the afternoon off.
Yeah, as strong as Belconnen are all over the field, those are still big misses for the team.
Strength evident in their bench today, which has Steph Hiddich, Maria Paci and Jazz Zabel on it. Jalen Murphy, the replacement goalkeeper. Olympics bench, Arvine Crimmins, Courtney Atwood and Georgina Woodward. I'm sure we'll see all of them in action a little later. Here's Giddis. They're certainly not sitting on the back foot, Olympic, are they?
No, it's been a great response to the opening goal, and you know, they're brave. They want to get players forward, and they're up there in numbers.
Kirkness with the throw. Challenge from Clark is good again, and that's one for Jalocka to chase, and she's got away here. And if she keeps this in, it might be problems for Canberra Olympic. Busting a gut to join her in the middle is Leah Carnegie. If Jalocka can pick her out, but she's fisted to the near post. No, it's an error by the goalkeeper. It's crept inside her near post. It's one she'll want to forget, but it's a second goal for Nicole Jalocka.
Yeah, and you know, if she was honest, I'm pretty sure she was going to say that was a cross, and you know, the goalkeeper should have dealt better with that at the near post. But yeah, 2-0.
It's one of those moments as a goalkeeper where you want the ground to open up and swallow you, and you see it happening at very many levels, don't you?
Unfortunately so, yeah, and you know, when you want to get settled, and they have just got back on the front foot a bit, Olympic, and then suddenly it's 2-0.
Here's Dawson. What's the response to that one going to be? Gow trying to get in behind as well. Brown recovering.
That same ball again in behind the defender. This time Ellie Jones, who you know, played at Monero last year and is a great player.
Becky Wynn with the tackle. Claims to throw, but it's going to go the Blue Devils' way. Antti Jagarinch would have been hoping that his side was switched on from the get-go this afternoon, and they've certainly started well. 2 to the good already. You do fear, though, for Olympic that this score could mount if Belconnen United are in the mood. And Jalocka seems to be very much so. Here's Munoz. It's opened up for her for a moment. Tried to squeeze it through to Bobbin.
It was a great move, and the Belconnen really stretched Olympic during that pattern of play.
And they're coming again, wave after wave of light blue shirts at the moment. Pass from Bobbin was too far in front of Pike. The early stages of the match, it's 2-0 here. There's been a goal in the first minute in the Men's Premier League between Gungahlin and Woden Western, and it's a goal for the Gunners. It may be Jack Green that's opened the scoring in the early seconds of that one, so a massive goal for Gungahlin United. Here's Dawson, looking to play it through the back. Here she is again in midfield, and she's running at the Belconnen defence. A lot of space on this side here for Croker. Opportunity perhaps for Olympic. Ball's cut across. Here's the shot, and there's a good connection as well at the back post by Jones, and the deflection takes it wide for a corner, and this is really positive stuff from Olympic.
It was a great attacking run by Jones to get herself in the box there, and fortunately for Belconnen, the defender's got herself out to the ball quickly to block the shot.
Lily Dawson's direct running down the middle of the park is causing issues with the Belconnen midfield at the moment.
Yeah, Dawson's having a real good impact on the midfield for Olympic.
You can't coach pace, as they say, and she's got bags of it in abundance. Here's a chance for Olympic from the corner. This is why they want the delivery to be good.
It was a great driving run, and it shows that there is still some self-belief within the Olympic team.
Movement to the front post. It goes in towards where Gal was, and she won the header. Couldn't quite deflect it at goal, and surprisingly, Belconnen's usually rock-solid defence in the middle there with Clark and Rashart, beaten in the air by Gal, who'd be perhaps disappointed she didn't hit the target.
Yeah, it was a good set piece, and there was great movement, and to get a free, and should have done better.
Well, the positive thing from the rest of the league's point of view is here's Canberra Olympic sitting 7th in the ladder, taking it to Belconnen and causing them problems. Chance down the wing here for Belconnen. Bronte Pike getting forward as she usually does, and winning a corner. Chance for Clark and Rashart to do some damage at the other end.
Yeah, the deliveries are usually very good from Belconnen. They've hurt us a couple of times with their height. That they'll be going attacking the ball now.
Carnegie with the set piece. Cluster of shirts on the far post, including Pike as well. All making their angled runs now. It's swung in towards where Clark was. Brown won the header initially. It's prodded clear and spanked forward by Gaspari towards where the lone striker was Giddis. Bobbin was back doing the defending. Not often you see the forwards sent back as the last line of defence.
Yeah, great attitude to get herself back in. She saw the danger and worked really hard doing it again.
Rashart's ball towards Brown. Her control only brings it into the path of Croker again. And she'll look to take on Brown, who catches her late there. No free kick given. Here's Dawson out on the wing taking on Munoz. Going to step inside Caitlin Munoz, who uses all of her experience to just stand strong.
Yeah, great defending, and Dawson started the game really, really well, but no, some fantastic defending.
Kirkness's ball towards Gaspari. Good touch to get away from the first challenge. Croker's peeled wide. Takes a deflection off of Brown there, and it might be another corner here for Canberra Olympic, who have been playing some good stuff. It's hard to believe they're 2-0 down.
It is, yeah. It's an even game, isn't it? And they've just been hit twice with two good Belconnen goals, but they're still very much in the game.
And that's what this team does to you. Belconnen United, the preeminent side in the women's competition in Canberra over the last number of years. Bags of trophies in the cabinet. Bags of goals on the board. They're up to 70 for the season now, and only 2 conceded. Phenomenal return.
It's not a bad record, is it?
But they've been a little shaky at the back today.
Yeah, they have. 2 chances from Canberra Olympic so far.
See what they can do with this latest one. Kaspari with the corner. It's a flatter delivery. Munoz was in the way, and then rather shanks it into touch. We don't see that very often from Caitlin Munoz.
A real rarity, and she doesn't look too pleased with herself, but she'll improve as the game goes on, no doubt.
Vicky's throw. There is Munoz. And Vicky decides to leave it, and we'll go again. And Andrew Woodman will be very pleased, I guess, with what he's seeing it, having conceded the 2 quick goals. Here's Gal. Croker. Came off the face of Clark. And good pressing from Emma Gal again.
Yeah, just looking at Olympic shape, they are really on the front foot and pressing Belconnen backwards. They're playing well.
Clark's ball to Brown. Wants it back, and Mickey Day's giving it away on this occasion.
Yeah, I looked a little bit frustrated then. Maybe she could have turned out and gone the other way. But again, it's credit to Olympic. They're pressing as high as they can.
Munoz just gets away from...
Yeah, touch of class.
Broker.
Really composed on the ball.
Here's Jaloka, 3-on-3 briefly here. Carnegie's one of them. Plenty of space to work into, but she's gone a little too early and the flag goes up. Ben Donnelly on the far side. Be disappointed there, the Blue Devils, because it was 3-on-3 and a real opportunity.
It was, yeah, and from where we stood here, it was a very, very tight call.
Not the greatest of angles we've got, but we are perched in the little rabbit hutch.
Indeed we are. Cosy, you might say.
Not much room to move, is there? Well, that's not just because we're big lads. Well, I am. Here's
Yeah.
Bobbin.
Speak for yourself.
Turning around, looking to get away, and that's a good piece of defending from Cook, who comes across. She's been playing her football in the NCAA Division 2 for Concord University in West Virginia.
Yeah, strong school. And she would have gained some great experience from being over there.
Last time she pulled on a Canberra Olympic shirt was in 2016 in the NPL Under-16 boys.
I'm sure they're grateful to have her back, and she would have learnt a lot over in America.
We're seeing a lot of that these days, aren't we? There's Darby Whiteley gone back over there, and Christy Helmer, Sophie Bowie from Tuggeranong United as well. There's a lot of them, a lot of girls taking that option now to go and play over in the States.
There is. There's plenty of opportunities out there now, and it's being recognised. And some of the top players in this region are going further in their education and their careers out there.
Here's Croker. She's had a bright start as well. She's called Catherine Brown a number of issues. Good strong challenge from Woodman. Sent forward, and Galston in behind here for a moment. Try to get the touch away.
Yeah, it was another great ball in behind from, I think it was Keeley Passfield. And, nearly got him in again.
Goal at Tuggeranong in the Men's Premier League. Tuggeranong United 1, Monero Panthers 0. Big goal that is. Here's Carnegie looking to make it 3 here. She's got away here. Leah Carnegie round the goalkeeper, but that is a good piece of keeping, in fact, from Pahina to force Carnegie wide enough so she couldn't get the shot away.
Yeah, well, she just stood her ground, didn't she? And rather than going round her, the keeper made a good save. It's actually gone out for a goal kick.
Must have come off Carnegie last. So just to recap, Tuggeranong 1, Monero Panthers 0. Could be Daniel Roberts, we think, with the opener there, and Gungahlin United 1, Wellington Western 0. Jack Green with that goal. And Walker City 1, Gungahlin 0 in the Women's Premier League as well. So goals flowing in. So we like to see games with plenty of goals.
Yeah, we're in the early stages of those games, so I know that certainly in Monero's men's case, they'll get back at Tuggeranong, that's for sure.
Be aiming for Josh Gillespie to add to his 14-goal haul. Great season he's had.
Yeah, huge improvements in the front end of the field for Monero's men this season. They've had a good run.
Under Jimmy Canaridis, we saw them last week, the week before, actually. Here's Day. Woodman stretching to get there, beaten to it by Vecchi.
Great anticipation by Vecchi, and just let herself down with that ball. Perhaps it could have got into feet, but great anticipation to get on the break.
Here's Rashard, who's been pulled out of position a couple of times so far. That's a heavy touch. Gal wins it. She'll get it back again here from Jones, and a chance to swing it into the penalty area. Clark was in the way.
Great composed defending by Clark. Good game understanding and where to be at the right time.
Here's Munoz. Day bursting forward. Cook with the interception. Now here's Jones again. They're running the midfield at the moment, Olympic. And that effort was stubbed forward by Gaspari.
She's certainly confident.
Seems a bit disappointed she's not tested Giovanazza from that range. That would have been one for the highlights reel.
Yeah.
That nestled in the top corner.
Why not? We've already seen a couple of chances from Olympic to test the Belconnen goalkeeper, so, the belief is there.
Clark looking for Pike.
It's a lovely ball.
She's got him behind. Here's an opportunity. Runners in the middle. Ball towards the far post, and it's overhit again. Bronte Pike this time couldn't pick out the runner. There was two in the penalty area. Jaloka and Carnegie were there. Disappointed with the final delivery.
Yeah, great run. It was a lovely through ball, and the end product just should just let herself down a little.
Speaking of players who are jetting off to the States, Christy Helmers has given Tuggeranong United the lead against Woden Western. After a quarter of an hour, that's a mistake by the goalkeeper. Here's his three. She's redeemed herself brilliantly, Pahina, because it was her goal kick in the end.
She's made a great start to the game. A couple of mistakes, but generally she's on the front foot coming out to the ball, and she did redeem herself.
Here's Jaloka. Day gets away from Dawson, gets away from the second one as well, and looks to play the ball in towards where Woodman was charging forward. Can't keep it in play. It's been 3 games then in the Women's Premier League, and you have to say, Wagga leading Gungahlin and Tuggeranong leading Woden, probably not the results we expected so far.
No, like I say, early days, and we got quite a few high-scoring games with those teams, but certainly keeping it tight and for the top 4 spots.
Yeah, Woden Western's outside chances of the top 4 look pretty slim following their forfeit last week. But in which order we get, I don't know where we'll stay. Looks like Belconnen will be 1, then it'll be Canberra C probably 2, then either Academy or Gungahlin 3 or 4. 7-point gap between Gungahlin and Woden Western. Which kind of throws last week's forfeit into some sort of perspective, doesn't it? Because if they could have got something for that from Woden, they may still have been in with a shout.
Yeah, they could have been. I mean, like it was against Belconnen, wasn't it? But
yeah, it was always a difficult ask.
A difficult task for them, yes. But you never know. If you don't play the game, you never find out.
It's Jaloka. They pushed them all the way in the Federation Cup final, despite the final scoreline. Belconnen looking to add to their total here. Jaloka, who's been the thorn in the side so far. Pike swings it in. Here's Munoz with a flick, and it's just gone past the post.
It was a lovely ball and a late run in from Munoz to be in the right place at the right time, and it just glances past the far post.
Another chance for 3. But if we thought after 10 minutes or so we were going to get an absolute flood of goals, it's been dispelled somewhat, that thought.
It has, and with both goals going in, Olympic have still come back for more, haven't they? They've created their own chances.
20 minutes left in the half. Belconnen United 2, Canberra Olympic 0. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes from Nicole Jaloka. Since then, Pahina's made a couple of decent stops. Here's Munoz, opens up for her briefly. Instead of shooting, she tried to roll it into Jaloka. Thought it might have been one for the old Munoz left foot there.
Yeah, certainly with her capabilities, you would expect as it opened up she'd have a shot at goal. And, perhaps Belconnen are just slightly overplaying in that final third and can shoot earlier.
That back pass from Pike left Giovinazzo with a lot to do. Munoz only got 1 league goal this season, 6 in the Cup. She did bag 5 against the Academy in the Federation Cup, but only the 1 league goal for her. So she's playing this more defensive role this season, and I think she's enjoying it with the youngsters running around.
Yeah, she sits there nicely in front of the defence, and like I said before the game, she just sprays balls around from that 6th position. She's on it again.
Showing good touch. Find Bobbin. Good piece of defending as well, once again from Cook. Coming across. Bobbin looks for Pike. Chip towards Guo up front. Loses out to Rashard. Day. Ball forward to Jaloka. Wants the return. Mickey Day, she's gone for the return. And she'll chase this one down. Vecchi shadowing her. Day in. Good ball as well to Jaloka. On a hat-trick, of course. Pulls it across, and there's Gaspari defending. And that's what Mickey Day can do from deep.
Yeah, great run from Day. I was just wondering that Belconnen were looking a little bit narrow, but Day's come from midfield into a great wide area.
This latest corner, swung in by Carnegie to the near post, and there's a header from Brown, went the wrong way, still might be there, and a volley from Clark goes wide of goal. We have a correction to a score, in fact, at Gissing Oval. Apparently the goal went up on the wrong side of the screen. It's Gungahlin that took the lead early on against Wagga City Wanderers. We've just been informed.
Which you would, we're not surprised to
Look,
find
Wagga
that
will
out.
take it. They're more than happy to take the goal. Technology, eh? I'll tell you what, if that's on Bet365 and they're paying out on what we're saying.
Yeah, wouldn't always want to listen to what we say.
Jaloka wins the header. Munoz battling. It's come for Jaloka again. Here's Woodman. Looks to find Carnegie. Defensively sound again from Olympic once more, though.
Yeah, and they just dropped a little bit deeper in the last few minutes to concede that space in front of them rather than in behind them. But we'll see what happens now.
Bobbin running at the defence. Piker made the run outside, but again Kirkness gets in the way. Here's Rashart bursting forward, and once more Kirkness, who's done a sterling job at left back at the moment, contending with not just Bobbin but the overlapping runs of Pike.
That's right, yeah, because they are leaving the players forward, Olympic. But like I say, just over the last few minutes, they've dropped deeper of Olympic, and it seems to be working for them. There's no space behind for Belconnen.
They've got 17 minutes to see out in the first half. Those two goals after 8 and 10 minutes from Jaloka. The second one squeezing past the goalkeeper on the near post. Very uncharacteristic from Pahina from what we've seen from the rest of her performance this afternoon.
Absolutely, yeah, she's playing very well.
As does Croker, who's touched up forward. Brown. Here's Day. Lovely feet to find Carnegie. Wants Day to chase after it. Dawson was there. And she's going to need to defend now, Lily Dawson. Does well to just ease it off Mickey Day. Catherine Brown, Westfield W League fullback for Canberra United for a number of years, and up against young Emma Croker here. And Croker's given her a tough afternoon.
Yeah, she's certainly not overwhelmed with the quality and the career that Belconnen's left back has, and she's revelling in the challenge.
Often see it in the NPL as well as the WNPL. There's no fear amongst these young players. Names and reputations and clubs don't mean anything to them, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, it's encouraged. I mean, just look at our game for Monero last week at CFC, and we've got 14-year-olds playing up and around Grayscale, and it was an amazing challenge to play against such a good player.
I'm sure they enjoyed the afternoon, and we'll be seeing plenty more of those young players hopefully over the years, as they establish themselves not just at this level but hopefully to kick on and go further on.
Let's hope so, and they've got plenty of opportunity with Monero Panthers, and they have been great this year, the younger players, and with the club, and also going up to Coffs Harbour to represent the region as well. Mena Biscotti and Izzy Highmarsh.
There's Pike looking to turn, but Goal got there ahead of her. Raking crossfield ball looking for Brown, and she's got the pace here on Croker, who's going to have to do a bit of defending of her own. And she does it very well to block the cross.
Yeah, so she, as well as going forward, her recovery runs are great. She's playing very well out wide.
Haven't seen too much of Canberra Olympic from our point of view, from commentary point of view this season, but they're doing an incredible job today to hold out the free-scoring Blue Devils. Here's Jaloka, and causing issues at the other end too. Here's Rashart. The second touch takes her away and into the penalty area. Opportunity to pull it across. Here's Bobbin on the turn. Might come for Jaloka on the edge of the box. Olympic forcing it backwards, but there's a huge amount of room here for Katie Woodman. The flag stays down. The first touch perhaps led her down a little.
Yeah, it opened up for her, and then she just couldn't get a shot off. But What's happened is because Olympic have dropped deeper, the Belconnen have midfield attacking runs are very effective, certainly from Michaela Day.
Here is Day. Gaspari was in. Brown. Now Rashart, who instigated that last foray forward. Looks for Pike. In the end, that's turned into a reasonable ball for Bobbin to chase. More by luck than judgment, I think.
Yeah, it was. It seemed to work for them, didn't it? But as soon as that ball goes forward, they don't stand and watch. They get up to the play as quick as they can.
Always looking for an opportunity to add their tally. Here's Pike, who loves a goal, into the area, pulls it back, real chance for 3. And once again, it's smuggled out for another corner.
Yeah,
dogged
defending. Yeah, dogged defending by Olympic, but yeah, they drive forward in waves and they get numbers forward to Belconnen.
Carnegie with the latest corner. Opportunity to swing it in towards some of the taller players. Went close last time when it went towards Clark. Swung over towards the far post where Brown brings it down, looking to get it on that left foot, goes down into the challenge, penalty given.
Yeah, Stonewall penalty, I'm afraid. It was a lovely touch by Brown, and the challenge came in, and yeah, penalty.
And no real arguments from those in the dark blue. And I don't think they had any case, did they? She stepped away, and it was a clear spot kick. And we talked about Munoz not scoring many goals this season. She's taken control of this situation. It's Caitlin Munoz for 3, and it's comfortably tucked into the corner. Pahina with no chance. The Blue Devils on a roll.
Yeah, lovely penalty, sweet left foot. And Brown winning the penalty, she just showed her experience then, and you can tell that she's had a great career, and was just very, very streetwise.
Absolutely no fuss from Caitlin Munoz from the spot, was it? Puts it down, 2 steps back, runs up, plonks it in, let's keep going.
Lovely strike, sweet left foot.
Again, perhaps a little harsh on Olympic. Giovinazzo with a chip over the top to Brown, who won that spot kick. Sends it forward, and Jaloka's peeled through, and she's got onside, but the ball's going to beat it to Pahina first.
Yeah, just as Olympic had squeezed up then, it was a great ball in behind their back four.
Bounce beats Gaspari. Here's Carnegie, back to Pike. Olympic's wingers have switched sides.
Yeah, and Brown's just starting to play with more width now, isn't she? She's getting up and off she goes again down the left.
Chase is on. Bobbin has some severe pace. Gets away from Vecchi. Bites back.
Yeah, well, good defending.
So Belconnen at the moment set for another 3 points. We'll be pushing 5 points clear at the top of the table. Canberra FC with only 2 matches to play. So within touching distance of yet another title.
Yeah, 5 points clear with 2 games in hand, would it be?
Be 1 game in hand after today.
1 game in hand.
So they can wrap it up fairly soon. They've got they've got Wagga City Wanderers away next week. Then Monera Panthers at home and Canberra United Academy to round out the season at Mackellar. 2-fisted clearance by Pahina. They get rid of it after a fashion and a chance.
Yeah, lovely ball by Jones, and then a good ball down the line too.
Clark under pressure from Giddis. Here's Day. Opportunity to keep a bit of possession. Rashart.
Yeah, and it's interesting as Day drops into the 6, Munoz then gets herself forward. It's a lovely rotation and understanding that those 2 players have.
Clark lifts it over the top for Brown, who's stayed onside. Under pressure, but happy to go backwards, and there's an injury here to Sophie Giddis, I think it is, who's twisted something. Just went over on the uneven surface, I think. Belconnen still have the ball. They haven't seen that she's injured, otherwise I'm sure they'd kick it out. Referee stops it Lara Smith, and I'm not really sure what happened, but I think Giddis maybe turned her ankle or something on the turf.
Innocuous, certainly Brown was nowhere near her, and she sort of turned, and next minute she's on the ground, but it does look like her ankle.
Yeah, it seems to be in a bit of pain. Here comes the cavalry. Not exactly sprinting to get there.
I think they're trying to decide who's going to take the job on here.
Selina Vecchi seems to have... I don't know if she does physiotherapy, but...
Well, Keely Passfield does, actually, and she's walking in the opposite direction.
Doesn't want a bar of it. Good time to recap where we're at this afternoon, though, while we see what happens here. Latest scores around the grounds: Wagga City Wanderers 0, Gungahlin United 1, Western FC 0, Tuggeranong United 1, and 3-0 here to Belconnen in the Women's Premier League. In the Men's Premier League, Gungahlin 1, Western 0, Tuggeranong 1, Monero Panthers 0.
Yeah, and dare I say it, Michael Aldred's going to be a happy man at the moment. He doesn't have much to smile about being a Yorkshireman, but, 1-0 leading towards half-time.
Sheffield United fan, so he'd be extremely happy that his team's got promoted. He could enjoy it for 12 months before they inevitably bow back down to the Championship. You heard it here first.
Well, yeah, that sounds accurate to me, and Michael will probably say differently. But season's due to start in the next couple of weeks.
So Giddis getting a bit of treatment to our left. I think her race is done. Is this a change for Canberra Olympic? I think it's Arvine Crimmins who's been given the nods.
Yeah, they've not waited. She seems pretty sure that her day's done, unfortunately, and just down our near side now, she seems in quite a bit of pain with the right ankle. It seems.
You couldn't put any weight on it, well, could you? When they asked her to get up, and sorry, afternoon's finished for Sophia Giddis, who was looking pretty strong going forward. Let's hope that's not too bad, and she's back next week. Canberra Olympic play Woden Western here next week, and then Tuggeranong United here the week after. Finished their campaign against Wagga City Wanderers, and they'll be hoping that Sophia Giddis can recover from this ankle. Let's hope it's a twist rather than a tear. Yeah,
she's back on her feet and walking away. She looks in a bit of pain, but hopefully not too serious.
Meanwhile, back in the action, Clark plays in it 1-2 with Woodman.
Quite literally back in the action.
And Giovinazzo can take over. We've got 5 minutes left of the first half. We'll have a couple of minutes of stoppage time, of course. Belconnen on their way to 3 points. It's a lovely ball forward for Munoz, who's got in behind and forced it in towards Jaloka. And here comes Pahina again.
Yeah, the classic up, back and through, wasn't it? Set and the ball over the top. It worked a treat.
She's read the game really well. It's a great touch from Gal, who couldn't push it through in the end. But Pahina in the mains read all those through balls really well. She's off her line quickly. The sweeper keeper.
Yeah, generally she's had a good first half. It was unfortunate the second goal, as we said, but she's certainly off the mark quickly.
Not often you see goalkeepers with that kind of pace to get out, but these days they need it more often than not.
Yeah, and it gives confidence to the back four at Olympic, knowing that there's someone behind who's willing to do that.
Sun causing problems. There's a chance for Croker on the far side. Pike's back. Carnegie is able to turn. Here's Jaloka, who scored the first 2 goals of the afternoon, and she's run straight into Dawson, who started off brightly. He's gone a little bit quieter over the last 5 minutes or so as her team have had to do more defending. Jaloka's ball in. Bobbin's got in behind here. Here's Kira Bobbin. She takes it in her stride. Can she make it 4? Always cutting across the ball in her finish and doesn't trouble Pahina.
Yeah, it was a great run through, and she just never managed to find a balance to get a good shot on target.
Possibly had more time than she thought she did as well. Could have taken another touch.
Yeah, she could have settled down and composed herself a little bit better.
Been a good first season at this level for Kira Bobbin. 10 goals in the league, 2 in the cup. Nice round dozen overall. Last time that the Belconnen played a game, bearing in mind the forfeit last week, was round 13 against Tuggeranong, and Bobbin grabbed a hat-trick in the 5-1 win over Tuggeranong United.
She's certainly a presence in that final third, isn't she?
Talking to Anthony Jagarinik, and he tells us she used to do athletics, and she's a real runner.
Yeah, she's powerful, she's quick. And, just needs to work on more composure. She's, like you say, she's had a great return with her goals already this season.
Just eats up the ground. Here's Munoz with the touch. Couldn't quite find a way through Mickey Day.
Yeah, it's kept Dawson quiet now with Munoz making those more attacking forward runs, causing Olympic problems.
Jaloka aiming to pick a runner. Pike's come in, force it onto Munoz. Good call from Day, wants it back, somehow squeezed past the first. Dawson's back snapping at her heels, and off she goes. Past Woodman. Day back with the challenge. Might fall here, though, for Olympic, but that's Jessie Rushart in a nutshell. Read the game, used her strength, won the ball back for Belconnen. And happy to instigate an attack almost straight away. Clark. Brown wants it to this near side in the closing stages of the first half. Munoz points where she was going to play it for Bobbin, who's off and running again, this time at Vecchi. Finds Carnegie. Plenty of calls. Day was one of them. Jaloka was involved again too. And Olympic managed to scramble it clear. Final 90 seconds plus stoppage time to go. In the first 45, here's Day. Munoz. Brown. Switch of play from Clark to Rashart. Carnegie. Once again, her ball out wide was a bit telegraphed. Kirkness sends it forward, one for Croker to chase, and she's got goal side here momentarily. Pike was back with her. Exchange of passes with Emma Gow, and here's Croker again. Both sides she's caused issues this afternoon, the Canberra Olympic winger.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play to her. And those balls do continuously get in behind the defence of Belconnen, and they have had some success.
Ending the half on the front foot, looking to reduce the deficit. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes from Jaloka, then the penalty from Munoz. With 11 minutes to go of the half. It's defensive time for Belconnen. Chance to perhaps test Giovinazzo. Swung in towards where Dawson was, but Munoz won the header. Passfield was there. That ball's been overhit. Beg your pardon, that was Crimmins who was making the challenge. The substitutes. Gaspari. Ball prodded through in a chance perhaps if Rashart covers comfortably in the end. It was a ball forward by Jones. Here's Vecchi. Crimmins. Gaspari. Almost found Vecchi. Crimmins was there again though, but Brown was in front of her, and here's Belconnen on the break via Day and Jaloka. And Mickey Day advancing into Olympic territory. Carnegie to her left, might go on her own here. Mickey Day still running, pushed down, could be another penalty. Is. Yeah, simple decision.
Yeah, the arms come out and pushed her to the ground, and has she gone down easily? Well, the arm's gone out and there's a push, so yeah, penalty.
Another simple decision for Lara Smith, who's going to step up and take the responsibility this time. Munoz was the last penalty taker. She's asking if anybody else wants it. They all renege on the responsibility, so it's Caitlin Munoz.
Yeah, I think because the hat-trick is on, but maybe Munoz can come and get her own hat-trick today.
Munoz take 2, same result as take 1, just passes it into the goal scorer. It's the consummate way to take a penalty. It's 4-0 Belconnen.
It's a lovely technique. It looks really smooth, and she's actually really got to open her body to put the ball in that corner. with a left foot. But yeah, great goal.
So a brace of penalties from Caitlin Munoz to go with the 2 goals from Nicole Jaloka, and the Blue Devils 4-0 up. And it's been a bit rough on Olympic, to be honest.
It is, but when you've got Michaela Day making those driving runs through midfield, it causes havoc. You know, she's great driving forward with the ball.
Passfield finds Vecchi, and it's a ball forward to Dawson. Beats the challenge of Day on that occasion, and asks Crimmins to go off on a run. Shout out to the referee today, who's had 2 decisions to make and has made them both. No arguments from here or out on the fields either, Ian?
No, definitely not. Two definite penalties, weren't they? The trip and the push.
Difficult to say no, and at half-time Belconnen United are looking at the goods again. Canberra Olympic, though, have been fairly sprightly in, and after conceding twice in that first 10 minutes through those goals from Nicole Jaloka, you did worry for them that the floodgates might open, but in the main they fought well, and it's only been a brace of penalties that's added to the score.
They did, and they changed how they played and dropped a little bit deeper, and Belconnen stopped getting in behind the back four, and that's at the defensive end. But also, you've got to give Olympic credit for how they've attacked. You know, they've been brave. There's been several times the ball's gone in behind Belconnen, and I think they're a little unfortunate for it to be 4.
But that's where we are at the break. Nicole Jaloka got us going. Goals after 8 and 10 minutes, giving Belconnen an early advantage. Then 2 penalties from Caitlin Munoz. The second in first half stoppage time means that O'Connor enclosed at half time. Belconnen United have one hand firmly on the trophy. It's Canberra Olympic 0, Belconnen United 4. Welcome back to O'Connor and Close. Second Canberra Olympic. Welcome back to O'Connor and Close, the second half of the Women's National Premier League match between Canberra Olympic and Belconnen United. The Blue Devils leading 4-0 at the break. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. Ian Worthington with me for the second half as he was for the first. Before we do, though, we will run through the scores from elsewhere just to confirm a few things. In the Women's National Premier League, Woden Western 0, Tuggeranong United 1. There. Wagga City Wanderers 0, Gungahlin United 2. Erica Pennyfield with the first goal after 3 minutes, and Elka Atulu with the second, 3 minutes before half-time. In the Men's Premier League, 2 half-time scores. Gungahlin United at the AIS lead Woden Western 1-0. Jack Green with the early goal after 2 minutes, and at Greenway, Tuggeranong United 2, Monero Panthers 0. Daniel Roberts and Isosa Ihegi with the goals there as well. So important goals and games and results from all around the ground scene.
There is. Michael Aldred will be delighted at Tuggeranong with them going into the break at 1-0, and Gungahlin also doing well down at Wagga, and we play Gungahlin next week, and we'll be delighted to have Alicia Miorin back at lefty. Our captain is coming back from injury, and it's also her birthday today, so happy birthday, Lefty.
If she's watching the game, hope she's enjoying it. The two teams are back out ready to go. No changes, it looks like, from either side from this distance. The only change in the first half, of course, having Crimmins coming on for Sophia Giddis for Canberra Olympic. Sophia Giddis joining the absentee list, which includes Emma Finch. I understand she sent you a message in.
She did, yeah. She sent me a nice message for praising how well she's done this season, and she has. She's done really well. So well done, Emma.
Early chance for Munoz to find Carnegie, and she's put it wide. Well, it was easier to hit the target from there as well. She'll be bitterly disappointed she's not made it 5 in the early stages of the second half.
What a great chance. It just opened up for her, and it almost took her by surprise, and stretched and put the ball wide.
So Gungahlin United poised to go into third on 28 points. 4 points behind Canberra FC with a game in hand. Here's Bobbin. Jaloka. Woodman. It's a catch-up match in the Women's Premier League on Thursday night. Tuggeranong United play the Canberra United Academy. So Michael Aldred's team having to back up. Be a tricky one for them. Here's Pike. Going to slide it through to Jaloka, who made a good run, and Vecchi comes across to concede the corner. Next weekend's games, as Ian said, Saturday, 3rd of August, Monero Panthers v Gungahlin United. 3 games on Sunday, Canberra FC v Tuggeranong United, Wagga City Wanderers against Belconnen, and Canberra Olympic against Woden Western. So all to play for in the terms of the juggling of that top 4. Belconnen looking to add to their tally with Carnegie. Deep one towards far post, and it's well met by Jessie Rashart, who does what Jessie Rashart does from corners and nods home the 5th goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, and they're so strong from set pieces. I said it in the first half, and I'll say it again. Those deep corners to the far post met with a great header and straight through the goalkeeper.
Unmarked, stolen and scored. We were talking off air at half-time about Jack Green scoring off of set pieces and being left unmarked, and you wonder why it happens. And again, someone like Jessie Rashart managed to steal in unopposed, and Andrew Woodman will be disappointed his defence didn't pick up on that one.
He will, but you've also got to give quality to the fantastic delivery, and she just met the header with great power, and good goal.
Once it came off the forehead, there was only going to be one outcome, wasn't there?
Yeah, it made a good slap, didn't it? Really good contact.
Sounded great from here. Love a headed goal. Here's Munoz. Without playing the ball, she's taken 2 defenders out of the game. Found Carnegie. Here's Jaloka. Jones has to intervene, and Belconnen have started the second half like they mean to add to this impressive goal tally that they've already racked up this season.
Yeah, they've pretty much just got 2 at the back now, and they've really pushed forward and got the rewards. And Olympic have got to show real character now just to hang on and keep the score down.
Monos, who's enjoying her afternoon a bit further forward than she normally does. Jones again in front of her to clear for the throw. It's a long walk that for Carnegie to pick that up. Here's Bobbin looking to twist and turn inside the penalty area. Came for Carnegie. Croker got the foot in. Dawson completed the clearance. And Gow tried to force her way past Mickey Day. Or past Rashard, I should say. He scored the fifth goal. Here's Passfields. Vecchi. Challenged by Carnegie. Brings Brown into it as an attacking force, but there's Croker again. Woodman. No runner outside, so it's a ball to herself, really. Kirkness is there. And Crimmins can't keep it in play.
Yeah, they've got no structured width as such, Belconnen. They make them runs from the middle out wide, and when the fullbacks are not getting on, there is a lot of space out there. But it is the central midfield who are making the run from central to wide areas.
Well, they're going to need to defend this one. Last one they didn't, and Rashard nodded one home. She's gone forward again, obviously, and will be a target for this from Carnegie. Bronte Pike also there as well. Last delivery from Carnegie was excellent. This one much the same, and there's the header again, and it's just wide this time. Karen Clark's turn to get on the end of it.
Again, a fantastic delivery, wasn't it, from the corner and into the same spot, and I was expecting that to go to see the net, Russell.
We did, didn't we? As soon as it came off her head, you thought there's another one. Couldn't quite deflect it onto target. But so strong in the air, and as you say, the delivery perfect to attack.
It's pinpointed. It's such a strength of Belconnen's and has been for the last couple of years, at least.
It's another good head forward from Day, and it almost found Woodman. Again, though, Pahina showed her pace and anticipation. Coming back way too quickly for Andrew Woodman and his team at the moment. They need to get some foot on the ball, and perhaps a chance here for Crimmins to do just that. Pike back there to defend. Uses Giovinazzo. Should be hoping to keep a clean sheet today. Opportunities in the first team have been few and far between for Jess Giovinazzo this year. Here's Vecchi. On a forward run. Croker outside her. But there again is Bobbin's pace defensively. And that will please Antti Jagarinic that she wants to get back and help out.
Yeah, her attitude to get back and recover is fantastic, isn't it? You know, she's quick and she sees danger and gets back very quickly.
Olympic looking for a goal. A rarity against Belconnen United. Only 2 in the league against them this season. 1 for Tuggeranong United in a 5-1 in round 13, and 1 for the Canberra United Academy in round 9. And if you add the Federation Cup in, where they conceded 2 against Canberra FC, it's only 4 goals all season.
Yeah, so as well as being dominant going forward, they've also got a great back line, haven't they? And, you know, there's a different goalkeeper, but, you know, is it really making a big difference? You know, they're solid.
Not been overly taxed so far. But plenty of time left in this one. Olympic force a corner. And this might cause a problem for the goalkeeper. Chance for the dark blue shirts to put a bit of pressure on. Gaspari will take the set piece. Big height differential in there, though, is well in favour of Belconnen United. So Gaspari goes short to Jones. Then the delivery into the danger area. And Guo was looking to try and slot it past Giovinazzo. Interesting change of variation on the corner to try and change the angle.
Yeah, well worked, wasn't it? You know, obviously planned on the training ground, and it got a different angle on the cross.
You've been in this situation, Ian, this season where you've played Belconnen United and you've been behind by a fairly large scoreline. And where do you go with this? What do you take out of it as a coach, and what do you try and achieve at this stage if you're Andrew Woodman at 5-0 down with 40 minutes to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'd only been over here a month and we got double figures against us. And
come back to that point in a second as the ball swung in towards Munoz on the far post. Crimmins back to help out. Here's Pike. First touch tried to open the angle for the ball forward. And it's a good piece of defending. Crimmins still battling away, trying to get back at Mickey Day, who's off on one of those runs again. Dawson tracking her. Good ball in towards the near post. It might fall for Woodman. And Croker can bring it away for Olympic. Going back to your point.
Yeah, but then we instilled discipline in defending against Belconnen, and the away game last year and the home game this year, we've kept that score really low, you know, and it's a credit to how the girls have listened to the tactics to defend compact. And you know, the home game at the Riverside a few weeks ago, our girls were magnificent and in keeping that disciplined structure.
Here's Bobbin using the pace to get in behind. She's all alone. Kira Bobbin, Mickey Day coming up in support now. Taking it in her strides. Might fall for Bobbin, who's gone for placement rather than power and didn't get either on it in the end. And a chance goes begging. That game that Ian's referring to in round 8 was a 4-0 win for Belconnen United. Goals from Catherine Brown and Leon Carnegie in the first half. Kira Bobbin and Nicole Jalocka in the second. But I watched a bit of that on Bar TV, and as you said, I was very impressed with the performance of the Panthers.
And to be fair to the girls, that, you know, all season this year, their attitude and the willingness to work hard has been absolutely fantastic, and they've been a real credit to work with this year.
That's come off Clark's hand. Should be a free kick, inadvertent as it may have been. Easy decision for Lara Smith. Young referee, not seen too much of this season, but she's done a really good job this afternoon. Let the game flow.
Yeah, no complaints whatsoever, which is rare from me. So well done so far.
Don't mind the odd whinge at the match officials. You find that for a lot of coaches there. Passfield launches that one into the penalty area. Good win at the back by Clark. Day in midfield. Carnegie with Kirkness. Crimmins, 2 shirts around her. One of them is Mickey Day, who seems to have all the time in the world, despite it being a tight area of the field. And it's great if you can have players of that ilk that look so composed and controlled, even in tight spots.
Yeah, she's pipe and slippers out there, isn't she? And just, you know, looks absolutely fantastic on the ball, so calm and composed.
The pace there of Bobbin again, and even though she was second favourite to reach that ball, she didn't give it up. Looking at Anthony Jagaranch's bench, he has Steph Hidic, Maria Pachi, and Jazz Zabel to come on. Here's Jalocka.
It's huge strength.
Munoz, Day. Could build something here. Munoz inside the area, but Vecchi, who, as we said, was a late inclusion in this team after the withdrawal of Dillon, and she's done really well at right back. And there's her defending again to deny Brown the crossing opportunity. Munoz. There's a touch and turn. Important foot in. Is that Cook? Here's Pike. Carnegie. Pike again. Kirkland is standing her up. Defending well. Carnegie still not away though. Patience from the Blue Devils, and Mickey Day treads on the ball and presents it to Dawson. And there's a chase for Guo, but Jessie Rashart was always in control of that race. Day. And there's a ball for Pike, and she's got goal side here momentarily of Kirkness. Bronte Pike, in she goes on goal. Is this another? It is. Brilliantly taken by Bronte Pike, her 7th of the season. Strength and determination, and the finish to match.
Yeah, what a great through ball. It split the two centre backs for Olympic, and great strength to hold the defender off, and then prodded it home.
Half a dozen up for Belconnen United. And not 15 minutes into the second half just yet.
You look at Day and Munoz, they have that little rotation like the first half and the switch, and Munoz is playing in that advanced role today that we maybe didn't expect at the start of the game.
Enjoying herself so far. Crimmins. Good ball that to Lily Dawson. Chance for her to stretch her legs and run at the defence. Guo, she might try one from range. Sting taken out of it by Rashart. Clark. Ball through the back, and here's Bobbin. Pahina's come, and she sliced it. That backspin's horrible as well. There's a claim for a foul. Passfield did enough to force it wide. Pahina's gone walking. It's beaten to it by Carnegie. There's nobody home for Olympic. Bobbin's in the middle, and Jodie Kirkness rescues the situation. Comedy of errors there for the moment.
Yeah. It's I don't think it was a foul in the first place, but then the keeper just went a bit wild chasing around, and fortunately they got away with it.
But for how long? Here's Mickey Day. Finds Jaloka. Fires it to the near post. Good foot in from Cook to concede the corner.
And Olympic have now really got to hold out, haven't they? It's a wave after wave of Belconnen attacks currently.
Second goal for Gungahlin United in the NPL. Jack Green at it again. Gungahlin 2, Woden Western 0. Important one that for the Gunners as well. Carnegie swings it into the danger zone. There's another header and another goal. It's too easy for Belconnen United. Karen Clark adds goal number 7.
But what a ball again. 3 corners in a row where it's gone to exactly the same spot. And, there's one thing trying to defend against it, but when you've got such an aerial threat that Belconnen have, it's, almost inevitable that there's going to be contact on the ball and in the back of the net.
Karen Clark nods home. It's been another goal at the AIS. Gungahlin United 2, Woden Western 1. An immediate response for the Wanderers. So maybe it's not all over there after Jack Green's double. Here come Belconnen looking to add to their tally. It's his day. It's amazing how many times that happens, Ian. Team scores a goal, they look home and hosed, and within 30 seconds, we got game on again.
Yeah, it happens pretty much every week, doesn't it? It's you look comfortable for a minute and suddenly it goes in at the other end. And very, very true. It happens a lot.
And as a coach, it's a bit of a coach killer. You see your team go 2-0 up, you're thinking, well, feet on the chair, maybe have a bit of a relax, and then straight off the kickoff, game back on again. You can't switch off for a minute.
You're almost still celebrating, aren't you, and thinking about what you've done so well, and switch off having to defend at the other end. And
the old
it is common that happens.
It's the old cliche of you're never more vulnerable than when you've just scored. What we're seeing here is Belconnen United looking incredibly comfortable. And as hard as Olympic are battling and fighting, it's just the extra quality that the Blue Devils have. Here's Jaloka. Bobbin's gone near post. Munoz has gone far. He went for Bobbin. It might be another corner, and it may be more danger because the last 3 or 4 they've put in have been absolutely brilliant from Leah Carnegie. She's wearing the number 7. She's putting crosses in just like David Beckham.
It's a sweet right foot that she's got, isn't it? And that delivery is just pinpoint every single time. It goes to the same area, and it'd be interesting to see how Olympics set up and if they can adapt to change and actually put someone in that area to go and attack the ball.
Well, obvious targets again. Clark, Rashart, they both scored headed goals already today. What can Carnegie do again? Another brilliant delivery into the danger zone. It's going to come for Brown on the far post. Didn't connect with it.
Same spot, but this time Olympic did get closer to that area and put off a simple header.
It's an amazing statistic that every single player in this Belconnen United side out there today has scored a goal this season, including the 4 that aren't here. Or the 3 of the 4, the goalkeeper obviously not having bagged one yet, but goals all over the pitch.
Yeah, they're happy to get forward, aren't they? And even if the defensive players get forward, we've looked at Day. She's just happy to just sit in and protect. And all over the field, you can see there's goals in them.
They share them around as well. It's not as if they've got someone up front bagging in 30 or 40 a season.
Well, it's like the 3 corners. There's been 3 different headers of the ball, hasn't there? So that they're happy to put players in those positions.
Here's Munoz looking to squeeze it past field, and there's Jaloka, too quick for Ali Cook. Can she deliver something in? She was always stretching. Bobbin had gone to the near post. And again, maybe Jaloka had a little bit more time to take a touch.
Yeah, she did. Something. It was almost as though she didn't think it was going to go out, and suddenly at the last second it did. So it's a great turn of pace, wasn't it, though, to get the touch past the centre-back.
Confidence cruising through this team, as you would expect. 75 goals for this season in the league alone.
And again, then when they push defenders forward, Mickey Dale just to drop into the back line to go and get on the ball and start things happening from there.
Here's Pike. Carnegie's turn to chase down the channel. Cook comes rampaging across. Good bit of defending that. To not only get there ahead of Carnegie, but then to get rid of it. You're watching live Women's National Premier League football on Bar TV Sports. Belconnen United 7, Canberra Olympic 0. Here's Clark. We saw 9 at Deakin Stadium in the men's NPL yesterday. And sport for choice with goals this weekend.
Yeah, and they're still going in that afternoon's games, aren't they? And I'm sure there's more to come.
You're listening to myself, Russ Gibbs, with Ian Worthington. Monero Panthers head coach getting in a few tips ahead of his team's game against Belconnen United in round 17. What have you picked up?
I've picked up that they score a lot of goals and love going forward, and they're happy to get on the ball and get it moving all over the field. We're going to work on a game plan to stop that, and we did have an element of success against them in the home fixture, and we've got to take confidence from that. And I know that the girls will work towards that.
Here's Crimmins looking to take on Pike and force her way past the fullback. Still going, Arvine Crimmins. And Pike manages to win the ball off of the substitutes. Came on in the first half for Sophia Giddis. Munoz. Dawson got a toe in. Carnegie. Now Day finds Pike.
You can see the potential that Dawson's got. And she's always looking to get on the ball. And you can tell that she's had a good education over in the US, but she's got 2 class players around her today from Belconnen.
Great ball forward. Here's a pace of Bobbin in behind. She's bearing down on goal. It's Kira Bobbin. It's yet another Belconnen United goal. Confidently tucked away by the forward. Her first of the afternoon, her 13th of the season. Belconnen United have 8.
Power, pace, and then great composure to slide it into the bottom corner. Really good goal.
It was a touch that made it for her, wasn't it? Just opened it up. It forced Angelica Pahina to come out, and the finish was comfortable in the end. But what a pass from, I think it was Munoz who put it through.
And when you're that quick, you can trust on having a bigger first touch and back yourself to go and get after it. And like you say, it drew the goalkeeper out. Fantastic finish into the bottom corner. They're on again. Munoz
twisting and turning. Carnegie outside her. And she's put it over the crossbar. Jaloka was screaming for it in the middle on a hat-trick. Chance goes begging.
Munoz picking the ball up in a great area. And Carnegie, she can work on both sides, can't she? We've seen her on the right and on the left as the game's gone on. And causing havoc across that front line.
Further action in the men's NPL. Michael John has scored for Gungahlin United. They lead Word and Western now 3-1 at the AIS. So that 2-goal cushion restored. See if they can hold on to that for a little bit longer than they did the first time. Woodman gets a foot in. Clark's ball looks for Bobbin, who's come out to this near side. It's a run at Kirkness. Does well in the first instance. Woodman. Here's Crimmins. Before that goal, we were talking about Lily Dawson. She had a standout year last year, and there was a lot of quality around her in this Olympic side. It's a completely different team than the one that took the park last year. Many of their players that had W League experience, like Grace Field and Sally Rojan, Meg McLaughlin, have all left. And it's a different group.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? They brought in a few players last season who, very, very high level of ability. And it looks today like they are missing them players.
Well, here's a chance for Munoz. Flag stayed down. Stuck under her feet for a moment. It's difficult when you lose players of that experience to rebuild and ask the youngsters to come in and do the job, isn't it? And as hard as they've worked, it's a difficult match for them.
It is, and from our point of view, we've got to understand that it's not a short-term process, and these things take time to build, and you've got to be patient.
Here's Kirkness bursting forwards. Showed a little bit too much of it though to Rashart. Just Giovinazzo. Very little to do. She's been standing in the sunshine if she's clever back there.
Yeah, I think she's removed a beach towel from the sun now, and she had something to do then for briefly.
And it's a credit though that Olympic keep pushing forward. They keep trying to get a goal or two to force at least a bit of consolation. Caitlin Munoz this afternoon is done. She's been enjoying her game and her day today.
Yeah, a solid performance from Munoz as you would expect.
Maria Paci replacing her. And Selena Vecchi has gone off for Olympic. Georgina Woodward has come on, I think, in midfield.
You've got to give credit to Olympic. We've seen glimpses of their intensity and wanting to get forward, and you've got to give them credit for that. They're certainly not giving up.
Go challenging with Clark, who's forced Giovinazzo a little bit wider than she would have hoped. Battle from Jones again. She's done well today, getting stuck in there with Rashard, who's now running at the substitute Woodwards. Yeah, she's a good player, is Jones. We got her down from Sydney, and she played at Monero last year, and always hard working, loves a tackle, and she scored a few goals for us as well. She's good going forward. She's got a defensive brief at the moment with Mickey Day, who's found Jaloka running at Croker, and the whistle's gone. I think offside flag had gone up out of your picture on the right. Not much wind, so to speak, today. It's been a decent day for football. Reserve grade match beforehand was played on this field as well. Olympic had the Souvlakis going for a bit. Didn't manage to get one myself. How about you, Ian? No, they ran out, I think. So, they're usually very good here, but missed out on this occasion. Had to get here early to get stuck into those. I'll have to put my order in over the phone next time. Still a fair amount of time left in this match. In the 28th minute of the first half. Second half, I should say. Rashart. Clark to her right. Pike's off and running. That's where Clark's looking to go, but Kirkness was there. Yeah, it was a great defensive position she took up. She didn't fall for the big ball over the top, and good defending. Rashart probes the other flank with Brown. Looking to swing a left-footed ball into the area. Day's peeled away from her marker and got the header in. Couldn't direct it on target. Great ball in from Brown. It was a beautiful left-footed ball in from Brown, wasn't it? And, observing that run from Day and put it right on her head, and perhaps Day could have done a little better there. Seemed to lose her bearings slightly, didn't she? And nodded it firmly, but well past the post.
And that's right. Well, it was a great attacking run, wasn't it, where she found herself inside the box. Looks like she's just gone and sat a little bit higher, actually, Mickey Day. She's currently sat in the 9 spot.
Well, Patchy's dropped in to the midfield role, I think, where Day was. And Day's pushed further forward. Nice to have the options. As Brown sends it forward, Bobbin will chase into it here, and Pahina comes and loses it and then grabs it at the second attempt as Bobbin was hoping for a tap-in.
Yeah, it was slightly erratic, but, you know, the goalkeeper's, you know, she's been on her guard all game, hasn't she? And she's had a lot to deal with, but, you know, she's done well in patches as well.
Woodward prods it forward. Already played a fair amount of football in the reserve grade today, Georgina Woodward. Here's Bobbin. Finds Woodman. Cook comes across. And there's a little bit of experience from Ali Cook.
Yeah, good defending from Cook.
Decent length on the throw as well. Guo's got away from Clark. Now a bit of space for her to work in. Not much in the way of support. Might have to go on her own here. Still going, twisting and turning, but Rashart is too experienced to fall for that.
Just held her up very well, didn't she? And, you know, good timing to make the tackle.
Croker forced backwards and left Passfield a bit short. Jaloka came in to steal the ball, and that's a good ball in towards Day. Took it in nicely, but Passfield was there again and fouled by Michaela Day. Keeley Passfield.
Yeah, got her body in well then, Keeley, and, you know, very, very good defending and bought the free kick, and rightly so.
Olympics seem to have stemmed the flow slightly at the moment. Won by Guo. Here's Brown. Clark. And there was Jones on the volley. Day tries to squeeze it past Jones and finds Bobbin. She wants a runner. Jaloka is the one. Crimmins. Patchy was there. Crimmins again. Clark. Lofted ball. Woodward's touch. Gaspari. Croker outside her. Bit of space for her to run into. She's had a quieter second half, but mostly been spent on the back foot. Just run out of options in support, really.
Yeah, Croker's, you know, like you say, in the second half, she's had to do a lot of defending. And in the first half, she was getting forward at Brown and causing some problems out there.
Playing a bit deeper, of course, in the second half. Now that Vetke's gone off as well, she's taken that full-back position. Kirkness swings that one into the danger area. Giovinazzo came and was shepherded nicely by Brown, and the goalkeeper grabbed it quite comfortably in the end. Crimmins. Good spell this from Olympic. Crimmins again. And Brown's happy to just get rid of it, and they keep pushing.
Yeah, good little spell from Olympic this, and you know, they aren't giving up, and they do keep pushing forward, so hopefully they'll get some reward.
Karen Clark coming off. Steph Hedich to replace Clark, who scored the 7th goal of the afternoon with a header. So she'll feel her job's been done at both ends of the park.
Yeah, another solid performance from her, and I think is it Jazzy Zabels coming on as sub, who I know very well from last season. Very, very talented player. Looks like Jazz has just gone and sat into the back actually, and will just steady any pressure that Olympic have recently had.
Won by Day. Here's Kirkness. Ball clipped forward. was Cook who was looking for the run. Pike steps away from the first challenge and giving it away to Gaspari, though. Running at the defence here, Gaspari, and trying a lot from range.
Great
Decent
effort.
hit.
Well deserved, and they got back on the front foot a little bit, Olympic, in the last few minutes, and starting to push Belconnen back a bit.
Monero Panthers back in the game at Greenway. Quarter of an hour to go. They've scored. It's now Tuggeranong 2, Monero Panthers 1.
Yeah, and they'll be looking to finish strong. I know Jimmy will keep them going up at Tuggeranong, and hopefully they can get it back in the game and get at least a point.
Nervy last quarter of an hour for Tuggeranong, who, if they win today, will be right back in the mix of things. They got to finals for the first time in a long time last year, and Mitch Stevens will be hoping that they can do the same again.
Yeah, it's certainly tight around third and fourth spot in the NPL for the men.
Zabel, the substitute, lifts it forward. Day loses out to Crimmins, and who finds Jones in support, who fires it at goal, and just Giovinazzo when she's called upon.
Yeah, great shot at target, and goalkeeper stays alive there, and Mickey Day was taken by surprise a bit there and walking gingerly.
Great ball from Woodman. Bobbins in behind again here. Kira Bobbins, she's got the pace. Can she finish? Of course she can. The composure she showed moments ago to get her first of the afternoon is repeated again, and Belconnen United, with a great ball from Woodman and the finish from Bobbin, just keep on scoring.
Yeah, and isn't it unfortunate that Olympic have had that great little spell of pressure and possession over the last few minutes, and they just get undone at the other end on the break. And what great composure! There's one thing being in that position, but you've still got to finish, and Bobbin certainly finished there.
Well, she's on a hat-trick now as well. Both her and Jalocka. And Belconnen have 9. Well, they get double figures before the end of the afternoon. With 10 minutes to play, you wouldn't bet against it. As I said, it would be pretty harsh on an Olympic side who've performed reasonably well today. It's not as if Belconnen have missed many chances either, have they? They've been fairly clinical when they've got in.
Yeah, there's only one or two that they've missed, isn't there? And so, the times they've got in, they've been ruthless, haven't they?
Yeah, you look at a scoreline sometimes and you think 9-0, well, there must be one-way traffic, and it has been mostly one-way traffic, but it's not been the fact that there's been loads and loads of opportunities that have gone begging. The keeper's made 10 or 15 great saves. It's just been maybe 3 or 4 extras they could have had, but every half chance they've had, they've really much put away.
Certainly in the first half, wasn't it? As Belconnen are making another change, but certainly in the first half, Olympic, were knocking on the door on several occasions.
Steph Hedich coming on for Katie Woodman. Woodman's pass setting up that goal for Bobbin. And the diminutive figure of Hedich into the middle of the park. Shirt looks almost too big for her.
Yeah, only small in stature, but very, very good young player.
Another highly rated footballer in this Belconnen side. Pike. Back to Rashart. Brown. Zabel square. Chance for her to bring it forward. Kirkness was sharply in though. Guo prods it forward, and here's a chance for Jones bearing down on goal. It's Jones, and she's cut across the ball and scuffed the effort wide, and perhaps the presence of Giovinazzo was enough to put her off.
Yeah, goalkeeper comes out well, but it's a great run from Jones from midfield, and she's got the capability to do that, and knowing her, she's going to be bitterly disappointed with that chance, because she's got the capabilities to score from there.
Well, goals against Belconnen United are very rare, so they are to be cherished if you can get them. Other teams looking at this will be looking at the way that they carved them open there, though, with a late run from midfield. And maybe that's a way through. That's a good ball for Hedich to chase, and there's Croker doing her defensive work. Happy to concede the throw.
Yeah, and because they're so expansive and love to get forward and just leave two in the back on many occasions, there is opportunity to get that ball in behind them, which in the first 3 or 4 occasions.
Yeah, there's been chances for Olympic. They were looking forward to this one after their performance last week against Gungahlin. It's always good to test yourself against the best team in the competition.
Yeah, and look, we know Belconnen are such a strong team, but they would have taken confidence from the draw that they got at Gungahlin last week. Absolutely.
What is impressive about this Belconnen side as well, Ian, is that the fact that they win comfortably and they win well, but there's never a case that you feel they're showboating at any stage, is there? They're just playing their football, respecting the opposition, and just are ruthless when they get in front of goal.
And you've got to give some credit to Ant with that, haven't you? He keeps them, keeps them on the game, and they don't disrespect their opponents by doing such things like that. They're very professional throughout.
Widely respected. Might not have it all their own way before the end of the season, though. Canberra FC and Canberra United Academy, as well as Gungahlin United, will be loitering around those playoff spots and hoping to take down the Belconnen juggernaut. It's been done before.
Absolutely.
A couple of seasons ago, Canberra FC won on a penalty shootout in the grand final.
And of course, Russ, without forgetting the big game in 2 weeks' time when they play Monaro Panthers, and we'll be looking to topple them, of course.
They're there to be shot at. Someone's got to beat them at some stage.
And as good as they are, like you say, we've seen glimpses of some frailties across that back line, and we've got to look at taking that on.
Here's Cook. Sneaking around the outside was Carnegie. And she's found Pike. Bobbin's in the middle. Jaloka's at the near posts. Ball swung into Jaloka. Here's Bobbin on the hat-trick, and she scores it. Despite the best efforts of Pahina, who got a hand on it, it squeezes its way in, and Kira Bobbin has a late hat-trick. And it's 10 for Belconnen United.
Right place, right time. Just held a position, and when it came to her, she put it away.
4 minutes to go. Double figures on the board.
Look, Belconnen have been great going forward, haven't they? But I feel a little bit for Canberra. They've worked tirelessly. Cook getting dispossessed, but it's only due to how hard she's working. And every credit to her. She's never stopped trying in the back there.
If you've just tuned on, you're seeing the scoreline and you're thinking Belconnen United have just had it all their own way. It's not been the case. Olympic have in patches shown good form, and the scoreline is perhaps a little bit harsh on them.
Absolutely, they've had opportunities themselves to score goals, and
what they do have is pace in abundance. When they both play those balls down the channels, the likes of Bobbin, Jaloka, Carnegie, causing havoc.
Yeah, and Cook and Passfield have got to get across out wide once that ball goes down there, which when you've got disciplined forwards like Bobbin in there, they just hold the position and pretty much wait till it comes to them. And then they've got to finish, which she certainly has.
And it's all well and good having pace, but if you haven't got the players to play the ball through, it's almost pointless. But in Clark, Rashart, Brown, Day, pretty much anyone else in the blue shirt, they've got the players to create opportunities. Day's offside here. Referee's not seen it, has now.
Yeah, he could have played on there. Actually, Olympic are on the break, and
but they do possess a lot of creative players as well, don't they, Ian?
Well, that's right. You've got the pace in the forward end that they're running onto, but you've got to have the supply chain to actually to put them in there, which Belconnen have got both in midfield and in the back. It's interesting how Jazz Zabel's sat in the back, having quite clearly and quite rightly claimed she's a midfield player. So they've got midfield players in the back line.
Day clashes with Passfield. The upshot is a goal kick. Time ticking away. As the sun goes down, we've got 2.5 minutes to play. I shouldn't imagine we'll get too much stoppage time. Ball up towards Woodward. Beats both her and Zabel. Hedich with the touch. Rashart. Zabel.
And Ross, when we give the credit to the forward players for scoring goals, you've also got Rashart in there, who's just solid, and she just keeps that discipline in the back line.
Brown looking to send it forwards. Day's making the run forward as well. She still wants to get amongst the goals, even though at this late stage, and that pretty much sums them up, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's been everywhere today, hasn't she, Michaela Day? And all the way through that centre, dropping deep to get on the ball, and then here she is again, and playing as the 9.
Here is Day. Carnegie outside. Goal kick. This will be their 10th clean sheet of the season if it stays this way. Just underlining that point you were making about the defensive solidity that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a real focus and concentration, and they're solid, aren't they? Don't get me wrong, Olympic have had the chances to break through them, but yeah, like you say, another clean sheet on its way, I think.
Woodward. Of course, in amongst that, they've had a forfeit as well, so technically they could claim that as a clean sheet as well if they want.
Oh, of course you will, yeah. It's a 3-0 win, so it's another clean sheet, definitely.
So this, therefore, will be their 11th. The 10th time they've had to play 90 minutes and get a clean sheet.
That's right, yeah. They got one for free, I suppose, didn't they?
Be hard to argue that they might not have got one had the game been played anyway last week. Wouldn't find many people betting against that if we were allowed to bet.
Which, of course, we're not.
Nope. Handball against Crimmins. Free kick to Belconnen United. This might be the last action of the match. 10 seconds to go, plus whatever time Lara Smith decides is allowed. I shouldn't imagine she would prolong it too long for Canberra Olympic at this stage. Can Belconnen finish with a flourish? Well, Day, probably the worst free kick she's put in all day.
Yeah, it was a tired free kick, but I mean, we've got to give her, can't be too harsh on her there. She's worked tirelessly for 90 minutes, and look at her, she's still getting into a position to get back on the ball. It's been a class performance from her.
And that's pretty much Mickey Day all round. She makes the error, but she'll be so disappointed with herself that she has done so, even at 10-0 in the 90th minute.
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
And that's what separates the great players from the good ones.
Yeah, appetite and that willingness to, they will make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but straight away she's back wanting to win the ball back.
Woodward hooks it in field. Atwood's come on. Jones touch. Gual beaten to it by Rashart into stoppage time. Here's Day. Tried to send it forward. That came off of a tired-looking Kirkness, and the referee says that's enough, and in the end, Ian, it's been a consummate display, really, from the Blue Devils. They've been in control since the first whistle, really, and they've come out on top with a big win.
Convincing performance, and let's be honest, it's what we expected. They're a great side. But as we said, the 10-0 scoreline, I believe, is a little bit harsh on Olympic, and they had their spells as well and had some good chances. So, the result aside, there's some positive aspects to Olympic there.
Thanks for your company this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed your debut in the commentary box, and good luck playing against Belconnen in a couple of weeks.
We look forward to it. Thanks, Ross.
Canberra Olympic came here full of confidence after a 0-0 draw against Gungahlin United in round 14, but they've come up against the blue juggernaut that is Belconnen United, who are now only 1 point away from yet another league title. A hat-trick from Kira Bobbin, a couple of goals from Nicole Jaloka and Caitlin Munoz, Jessie Rashart, Karen Clark and Bronte Pike doing the damage in a one-way victory here at O'Connor Enclosed. The final score of Canberra Olympic 0, Belconnen United 10.